troubles behind. Found salvation in the rhythm of a line. No emails or meetings, just the river's sway. Gone fishing, and I'm here to stay.
Hey, welcome back to Jighead John Kayak Fishing and Baits. So I'm really excited today. I got my AI Angling 3.8 inch shrimp mold. So today I'm gonna shoot a couple different types of shrimp, and but I want to show you the mold first. So here we go. So it's a 4-cavity mold with 1 injection point. Let's see here. Okay. So that's what it looks like. So when you inject it, the top part of it is down the bottom, and the bottom part of it's towards the top. So the type of shrimp we have in our area is an Atlantic white shrimp. So I was trying to think of a way to match the color of this shrimp. It kind of has a white color and a grayish color to it. It's kind of hard to match, but I'm going to try to do it. A few weeks ago I was fishing before it got too hot, and the shrimp were everywhere. You can see the fish hitting the shrimp back in the creeks, and I actually threw a paddle tail back in the creek and reeled it in. I actually hooked a white shrimp. So it gave me an opportunity to actually really look at one, and it did have the whitish gray color, but I noticed it had a hint of blue. So I'm going to add a little bit of blue to it also. So stay tuned. I'm going to get everything heated up, and we're going to come back and we're going to shoot it. And I'm also going to shoot my favorite artificial shrimp by Berkeley in the new penny color. So we're going to do that also. So we'll be back in a minute. All right, we're back. I got the plastics all heated up to about 380. So I started to try and think about how I can incorporate different colors into making a shrimp that's kind of a whitish gray, a little translucent with a little bit of blue in it. So what I'm going to start with is I've got this LureWorks Pearlescent 246. So I think I've got a cup of plastisol. I'm going to do about 30 drops. So here we go. I'll be honest with you, I never thought I'd actually hook a shrimp on a jig head, but I did. $16, $17, $18, $19, $20, $21, $22, $4, $6, and $30. There you go, one more. Okay. Alright, let's see how it looks. Alright. So I'm going to darken it up a little bit with a couple drops of black, and I think that'll give it kind of a grayish color. So let's mix this in. Alright, let's see how it looks over here. That's pretty clear. So I'm going to add, I think I'm going to start with about 3 drops of black. You've got to be real careful with black. If you add too much, it's going to darken it too much. So, alright. So I've got my ColorWorks Black 103. Shake it up a little bit. Okay. See if we can get 3 drops in there. 1, 2, 3. Let's see how it looks. And you can see it really gives it that good kind of grayish silver color immediately. Let's see how it looks over here. I think I'm gonna add 3 more drops of black. 1, 2, 3. I know the white shrimp's the predominant shrimp here in the Atlantic, and I believe over in the Gulf it's the brown shrimp. So let's see how that looks there. That looks good. That's graded up a good bit. So, all right. Next thing I'm gonna do, there is a little bit of black in the shrimp, a small bit. So I'm gonna do about 1/8 of a teaspoonful of 0.035 black glitter that I got from Lurecraft. So I don't want to add too much. I just want it to be showing up a little bit in the bait. So we got that. So I was trying to figure out how I could add a little bit of a blue tint to it. When I caught the shrimp on my jig head, I didn't realize that the shrimp had a little bit of blue, I guess, fresh out of the water. So I've got this LureWorks Diamond Blue 221. So I'm just gonna do I'm gonna do about a 1/16 of a teaspoon of it. And let's see how that works. I really like these pearl powders from LureWorks. They really show up good. So, and you can already see the blue in it. So let's mix it in. All right. I really like fishing artificial shrimps. My favorite artificial shrimp is the new penny Berkeley Gulp 3-inch, and I'm gonna try to see if I can make the new penny color after I do this one. So you can see that's really looking good. Got a nice mix of the kind of silver white color, a little bit of black, a little bit of blue. Let's see how it looks over here. So yeah, I think that's gonna look pretty good. So let me get this heated back up and we'll shoot it. Be back in a minute. All right, we're back. It's time to shoot. I've got it heated up to about 350. I'm letting it cool down a little bit. I like to have it, you know, between 300 to 330. All right. Check the temp. Okay, it's right where I want it. We're right at about 330. So this is a 4 injection mold, but you only got to shoot through the one hole. I got my N2 injector here, ready to go. Purge it a little bit. And here we go. So just apply some steady pressure so it can get into all 4 cavities. We'll hold it a few seconds. Good. I'm going to add a good bit to the sprue area. Okay. So one thing about this mold, I saw a really good video by Chris Jones from World's Worst Fishing, and I guess when they were trying to develop this mold, they wanted it to be a stand-up top injection type mold, but when they were testing it, they found that the eyes of the shrimp weren't filling out all the way. So they came up with this injection mold where it sits flat, and it really works well. So we're gonna let this cool, and we'll be back and show you what it looks like. Bye. All right, we're back. It's time to look at our white shrimp in the new 3.8-inch AI angling shrimp mold. There we go. All right, I'm gonna tear a little off the sprue here. Let's see. It's got a nice little groove here. You can pop it open. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. So that's how it lays in the mold. So this is your bottom. And if you look at the sprue there, it looks really good. So I'm gonna pull it out. And let's lay it right here on the white. Okay. So I really, really like that. That looks really good. I'm gonna cut one off here, get a better look at it. Okay. All right. So you can see it's got the white, it's got the gray, but when I move it, you can see that little bit of blue coming out. And I really like this shrimp bait because you can see the little eyes totally filled in. I think in the future, some of the eyes, I might get some of that LureWorks dipping paint or something like that to paint them. But let's go out in the sun and see how it looks. So, all right. So I think in the water, that's gonna show up really good. It's got a nice mix of the white and a little bit of gray in that blue. I think it's really going to look good in the water. So the way you hook this up is you're gonna run your jig head through and your hook up through the top, and you can just pop it across the water. And I probably would add some Procure scent to it just to give it a little bit scent. So I'm excited about fishing this one. So next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a new penny color. The Berkley new penny gulp shrimp 3 inch is one of my favorite baits. But I'll talk to you a little bit more about that. I'll pull one out so you can look at it, and then we'll try to figure out how we can mix some colors up to match it. Be back in a minute. Ready? All right, we're back. Okay, now we're gonna make my favorite bait. It's new penny. I got a new penny gulp out. This is a 3 inch one. This is my favorite bait. It has a little bit of black in it. Looks like it has some copper flake and a little bit holographic. So I'm gonna see what I can do to try and replicate that. One thing about this bait, I love this bait, but I don't know if it's the new formula that Berkley came out with in the past few years, but it's just not as durable. And I'll be honest with you, a pack of 6 of these now is almost $8. When you're out fishing with toothy critters like I am, every time a fish hits it, that bait's done. So you run out of them really quick. So I'm excited about making my own new penny bait and trying to maybe use some Procure or something like that to give it some scent. Because I think one of the main reasons these baits work so well is the gulp juice scent on it. So I got my plastic all warmed up here. So what I did was I went to Lure Works and I ordered some of this Super Bronze Pearl 261. So I'm gonna do a 1/4 tablespoon of it. I'm gonna do a level one. All right, here we go. Okay. So this is gonna be a really rich color. Let's see how it does. I've caught big redfish, trout, flounder, jacks, bluefish. I've even caught black drum on this new penny gulp shrimp. It's a really good bait. There's really not much of a look to it, but for some reason it works. And I do like the chartreuse tail. I might do some shrimp molds in the future and show you how to make a different color tail. So you can see that is a really rich kind of a bronze color. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I found this extra fine copper penny color glitter at Hobby Lobby. Yeah, at Hobby Lobby. So I'm just gonna do I got a 1/16 ounce here. I'm gonna do 2 of these. I think this will add a lot of extra color to it. All right, and I'm gonna do about 1/8 of a teaspoonful of this Lurecraft black glitter. Okay. And I'm gonna add a little bit of silver in. I'm gonna do a little bit of a 1/32, just add a little bit of silver. I like adding silver into my baits. I think it gives it some extra flash. So, all right. Well, let's mix it up and see how it looks. I think this is gonna look really cool. Yeah, I highly recommend this shrimp mold. It shoots really easy. I think it's got a profile that looks a lot like our shrimp. I know there's a lot of different shrimp molds out there, but I really like the AI angling molds. They shoot well. I'm excited about trying to do some laminates in the future with this. So let's see here. This good. It's got a little bit of black flake. I tell you what, I think I'm gonna add a little bit more black flake to it. I don't think I got enough in there. A little bit more black. So the one thing about shooting baits is you just keep adding stuff till you find which goes the way you like it. Okay. That has a really rich color. I like that. Oh, that's much better. And you can see a little bit of that fine copper coming out of it. Okay, so I'm gonna heat this back up and we're gonna shoot it. All right, we're back. It's new penny time. So let me check my temp. Like I said, I like to shoot between 300 to 330. Just want to let you look at that rich color one more time. Really like this lure works powder. So, okay, I think we're ready to go. Yep. Okay. Just steady pressure, fills the mold really quick. I just like to apply about 10 seconds of pressure to make sure it gets everywhere and it fills in the eyes. Okay, I found with this mold you really want to add a lot of extra to the sprue because it really pulls the plastisol in there. So okay, we'll let it cool. We'll be back. All right, we're back. One thing I thought I might show you before we take a look at the new penny shrimp. My N2 injector, just, you know, when after you shoot, you pull the pin over, let it cool adequately, and then you'll always have your little bit left, and I'll just put that back over in the cup. But I always like to take my injector, I keep a little bottle of worm oil here, spray it in there, and get it ready for the next shoot. And what I'll do is, I've got my hot plate over here with my aluminum block, and I just like to keep it sitting on there at low heat so it's warmed up for my next injection. Here in Florida, it's so hot right now, you don't have to heat up your mold. So, all right, so let's take a look at this shrimp. All right, here we go. Got my sprue here. Tear that off. Alright, there it is. Shot good. I'm not really seeing, there's a little bit of denting in the tail, but not bad at all. So let's see how this looks. Alright. So, let's kind of compare the colors here. I think it's pretty close. I mean, you know, this one's a little bit lighter, but I don't know how long this has been sitting in that gulp juice. So I'm happy with this color. I'm gonna cut one off here. We'll take a closer look at it. All right, so you can see a little bit of the black, and it's kind of hard to tell here, but you can see a little bit of those ultrafine copper flakes. So let's go out in the sun. Kind of compare them here. So definitely my bait's got a richer color, but when you turn it, you can see the little fine copper flakes shimmering. You can see a little bit of the black and a little bit of the silver. So I'm really excited about fishing this bait. I've caught a lot of fish with the new penny color. I think it's going to look really good on the jig head. I'll put a little pro cure on there. So we're going to clean up and then lay out all the baits, and we'll be back in a minute. Okay, we're back. So this is our final product. I think these baits really came out well. I'm very excited about fishing them. I highly recommend this mold. I think it's going to be a great shrimp mold for the type of waters I fish. I'm looking forward to doing some more shrimp baits in the future. I'll probably try to do some chartreuse tails and try some laminates with it. But I'm going to bring it out in the sun one more time so you can see it in the light and just see how good they look. Yeah, you can see the blue and the white shrimp really well. Okay, so So I really like these baits. I'm excited about them. In my next video, I'm going to do a color match on my favorite bait that I've caught my largest flounder, redfish, and speckled sea trout with. So we're going to do that in the next video. Thanks for checking this out. If you have any comments, please comment, and please like, subscribe, and notify, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.